started this off as a joke, just saying like, oh, to become the Black Hope, you got to be rich, famous, whatever. But now I genuinely think this is true, right? To become the Black Hope, meaning to become a leading figure in Black spaces or just anything Black related, to become a leading figure in it, you have to have one of three things. You need to have some money. You could either be rich or you can sustain yourself in some way. You just need a way to have an aggregate amount of money, right? Two, you need to be known. You can either be famous for a skill or trait you have. You just need to be known. And three, educated. You need to have a college degree, whether it's a bachelor's, a master's, a PhD, a doctorate, whatever it is. You need to be college educated. And you don't need all three to become the Black Hope. You could really get two out of the three, or even one out of three to become the Black Hope. An example of somebody having two out of three, which is rich and famous, is Jay-Z. Jay-Z is one of probably a pinnacle in that whole Black capitalism point. Because I remember there was a clip of Mark Lamont Hill arguing with people trying to defend Jay-Z's billionaire status by saying that his early stages of him selling drugs is a way of survival. And he didn't profit off of capitalism because that's just life. That's just how life is. Jay-Z's a Black Hope. He's part of the Black Hope. He's a part of the Black capitalism, somebody you should aspire to because he's the example of I came from poor and now I'm a billionaire. You can do it too. That's not how life works, by the way. But I digress. Another example of somebody having all three, being famous, wealthy, or rich, and being college educated is Barack Obama. Barack Obama is the pinnacle, the top pinnacle of Black excellence. That's certain demographic of people who, for lack of better words, take exactly what white people did and just made it Black. I don't blame him too much, but I can understand where people have a problem with his influence because he was so influential that he had me. I had teachers telling me as a little boy I could be whatever I want in life because we have a Black man in office. And I think that's another reason why, or that's one of the main reasons why people have any form of gripe with Barack Obama, because outside of the fact that he's a war criminal, because it seems as if him being in office as a Black man alone was good enough to satisfy or to appease the needs of people, particularly Black people, while he handled everybody else's issue except our own. Like he helped give gay people rights. Not saying there's anything wrong with that, but seeing that means that okay, he can do things particularly for people. There's a lot of people in past history who did or passed bills or legislation particularly for rich people. So it's proven that you can do things particularly for a certain group of people that will benefit from this. He didn't do any of that. He didn't do nothing for Black people. And I'm not saying it's justified a reason to hate him. I'm not saying that. But I understand why you might have some gripes with him outside of being a war criminal. Right? And there's this new figure. You have modern day figures like Deontay Kyle, FD Signifier, who are more online based creators, but they're so headstrong in what they believe in, and they promulgate such a good image of what Black men should look like and being progressive and open minded to new ideas and trying to destroy old concepts or even teach people old concepts to how to avoid them and inform them. I'm assuming he had a negative opinion or a bad opinion, and people are now giving him backlash for it. And that's a problem with being labeled as the Black Hope. When you get labeled as the Black Hope, you're idolized or put on a pedestal as somebody who can't make mistakes because of the opinions that you share. So the moment comes where you make a regular human mistake, meaning you just say something incorrect or you have a bad opinion or something, there's going to be backlash. And there's going to be even more backlash as if you weren't somebody who isn't a Black Hope because you have presented yourself to be somebody who is a leader of Black people, somebody who people can count on, somebody who can donate to, and somebody who can lead a charge and bring some new change. When you make a mistake, it's way more daunting. It's way more heavy on people because they follow behind you and they see you as this figure that's better than them. And it shouldn't be this way. This person's a human being. He's going to make a mistake. He's going to have an opinion that you don't agree with. He's a human being. But because of the content that he makes, I'm not saying it's a problem, but just being honest, because of the content that he makes and because of how headstrong he is with his messaging and how much enthusiasm and just visceral reaction he gives to his message, it's bound time that he makes a mistake, and this is the result of it. But again, this is the internet, and although the internet shouldn't matter, it does matter, and very well you could just turn your phone off and go live your daily life. But it's probably not that simple, especially since this is where he achieved his leader or Black Hope leadership role from, because it's mainly tied to the internet. He's well known online. He does community events. He's done a lot of good work. And he's also done a lot of great charity work. So it's known. He's known. He's making money. He's educated. He might not be college educated, but he's educated in some form or fashion, which qualifies him to become the Black Hope. I'm just, I feel like we got to be careful and understand that these people are human beings. And the message that they're pursuing, the message that they're spreading might be something that you align with eternally. But you need to understand and keep in the back of your mind, these people are the same as you. So they're going to make mistakes. They're going to make opinions that you won't agree with. They're going to say something that might raise eyebrows, something that you are going to vehemently disagree with. It is your job as somebody who sees them as this figure to say, why do I disagree with them? As he would say, articulate the disagreement, articulate why you don't agree with me, or articulate the frustration. Because if you can do that, then you can come to a ground where it's less emotional, but it's more like a thought behind it, if that makes sense. So it's less spewing out raw emotion, and it's more controlled. It's precise. It's able to articulate and pinpoint exactly what you don't agree with. If that makes any sense.